Keep it rolling. All right, so influencer rebut. This one's on exercise, kind of, sort of, okay? It's really more than that. But anyway, so this person had written or posted on Instagram, if you exercise regularly for the purpose of losing weight, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Fat weight is not an exercise deficiency problem. It's a hormonal problem driven by your food choices. Fix the root cause, your diet, but continue to exercise for strength. So this one will go kind of sort of quick, but I had 3 problems with this post. Oh, you can probably see there, he had 21,584 likes on this post at the time I found it. And he has 383,000 followers. I have to laugh. Anyway, problem 1 I had with this guy's post was, I got to ask, why can't losing weight be a reason to exercise? I mean, if someone hates to exercise, but fat loss gets them to go do it, even though they don't want to, why would we admonish them for using their fat loss goal as a big reason or even the reason to go exercise? Why do our reasons for exercise have to be noble in cause? Why do our exercise reasons have to be all-inclusive of all of the benefits of exercise? Here's the truth. Many, many, many people don't enjoy sweating or exercising, and they never will. They will always, at some level, loathe doing it. Even so, a percentage of them will do it, even though they don't enjoy it very much, because they want the results they get from it. You know, liking exercise is not a prerequisite to doing it or gaining the benefits of doing it. Now, I'm not saying fat loss is the best reason to exercise. And if you've been around me long enough, you know I'm always saying find reasons other than fat loss, find reasons other than weight loss to continue to exercise. Whether that be gaming it somehow, whether that be just continuing to read and fill your knowledge bucket of all of the amazing benefits of exercise. Yes, I do say that. So I'm not saying that fat loss is the best reason, but I'm also not saying it's not. It depends. We know that exercise benefits the mind, memory, energy, our overall fitness. It reduces cancer risk, reduces cardiovascular disease risk. It can prevent the age-related loss of muscle mass, and about 100 other benefits outside of fat loss. Absolutely. But I'll be damned if I'm going to tell someone they are doing it for the wrong reason if weight loss is their reason. I don't care why you're doing it right now as long as you're doing it. Do I want you to become knowledgeable about the dozens of exercise benefits beyond the calorie burn? You bet. But honestly, I just want you to do it, even if you hate it. And whatever rationale you need to give yourself to do it, fine. Way to go, whatever that is. So problem 2 with this post is when he says fat weight is not an exercise deficiency problem. Easy does it there, big fella. I swear these guys, we should turn into a bunch of George Costanzas. Like from Seinfeld, when George decided that his life had not become what he had hoped for, and he had decided that every decision in his life that he'd ever made was wrong. Therefore, what he should do going forward was the opposite. Here, let me play you a clip.
George, you know that woman just looked at you.
So what? What am I supposed to do?
Go talk to her.
Elaine, bald men with no jobs and no money who live with their parents don't approach strange women.
Well, here's your chance to try the opposite. Instead of tuna salad and being intimidated by women, chicken salad and going right up to them.
Yeah, I should do the opposite. I should.
If every instinct you have is wrong, then the opposite would have to be right.
There you go. So, you know, I'm almost not kidding. We need to look at what a lot of these people write and just go, okay, what would be the opposite of what this person said? If I do the opposite, I'll probably be right. So problem 2 is, the bottom line with excess fat is there's a caloric imbalance. There's too much coming in, not enough caloric burn going out. So I disagree that excess fat weight isn't an exercise deficiency problem, although it's true that we can get to any healthy weight we want without exercising at all, as long as we bring our calories down low enough to create that caloric deficit we need. So will exercise help us create the caloric deficit so we don't have to eat so little to get the fat loss results we want? Of course. And when I say exercise, I'm including, all activity, but we want exercise for all of the benefits that actual exercise can give us. All right? But anyway, So problem 2 was that where he says fat weight is not an exercise deficiency problem. I say that exercise can contribute to the caloric balance that we need to create a deficit or to create that maintenance amount, depending on whether we're in maintenance or whether we're in fat loss action phase. Anyway, but it's problem 3 that I had with this post that actually answers why. For him, he says fat weight isn't an exercise problem. See, this guy, like some other monkey see, monkey do parrots out there right now, they're parroting people, lazy parrots. Like some other monkey see, monkey do lazy parrots out there in the social sphere and in my space here in health and wellness and fitness, they're touting that calories don't matter. They've heard from a few allegedly trusted, knowledgeable sources who have been spewing that garbage for a little while now. There's a new book out. They're making the rounds on the podcast, blah, blah, blah. And they're touting that calories don't matter. What matters is our hormones. And if we just get our hormones in line, mostly going no carb, of course, then the rest will all fall into place. In this poster here, this guy says it's a hormonal problem driven by your food choices. I can almost agree with him, but instead of saying it's a hormonal problem, he should have said a problem is hormonal disruption driven by your food choices. See, the way he says it, it's a hormonal problem driven by your food choices. It makes it sound like that's the problem. It's singular in nature. And that's not true. Again, think the opposite. Do the George Costanza on him. So what we have is a caloric surplus, chemical additive problems driven by biological drive, habits, addictions, and allergies, and our massively obesogenic environment. This is a very complex issue, weight management is. And, you know, as the quote goes, for every complex problem, there's an easily stated answer that is wrong. So it's not just a hormonal problem. It's not, if we just focus on our hormones rather than the calories, we'll get it fixed. It is a caloric surplus and chemical additive problem driven by biological drive, habits, addictions, and allergies, and our massively obesogenic environment, among other things. So now, will eating according to the NFL 15 framework I give you, you know, the 15 fundamentals of good nutrition, regardless of whether you're losing weight or not, will that framework that I give you correct for the chemical additives issue disrupting hormones? Yes, it will. So we've already got that addressed in the NFL 15, especially NFL number 1. And if you eat NFL 15 and you follow the guidelines I give you on campus for calories and macros, will this solve the caloric surplus problem? Yes. Yes, it will. If you embrace the emotional fitness lessons and universal laws I discuss, will you be far more likely to maintain good nutrition and exercise behaviors, even in the face of tremendous daily adversity? Yes. Yes, you will. So no, doc, I reject that I can't use weight loss as a reason to exercise. I reject that excess fat isn't an exercise issue as exercise relates to caloric imbalance, or caloric balance, I should say. And I reject that we should try and solve hormonal issues over, meaning prioritize hormonal issues over maintaining the right caloric balance for whatever our goals are. We've got to do it all. We've got to do it all. We can't just look at this as a hormonal thing and say just correct our food and we'll be good to go. Because even if you correct food, even if you remove the chemical additives and you're eating foods that only contain or mostly only contain those things commonly found in kitchens, like our NFL number 1 says, you still haven't solved the caloric balance issue. You could still be consuming calories in excess. And if that's the case, you are going to be fat, stay fat, gain fat, or whatever the case may be. Okay? We're not going to correct the hormones by just cleaning up the food quality. All right, let's keep it going.